it's Monday. I did my hair for you today before the video because I was watching last week's vlog and was like, ew, I don't think I did my hair any day. Definitely not yesterday, not Sunday. I just didn't do it at all. So there are lots of questions and I would love to answer them. Because at first I was like, guys, I mean, okay, so first thing is a lot of you were like, are you zoned to do a business out of your, your house? There was definite stressful concern I could tell coming in the comments. And my first thought was like, guys, really? Do you think we are that ding-dongy? No, we are not that ding-dongy. So, I'm going to answer that one right up front. There are a lot of home businesses in our neighborhood. Now, the reality is that doesn't necessarily mean, I'm sorry, I haven't done this yet today and I need to do it. Allergies. Ugh. They're getting better though. They're getting better. Now I can see you. All right. The reality is there could be a lot of businesses in our neighborhood that have just been flying under the radar. I don't know. But they literally, one lady has a grooming business and she has a building on her property. She has signs on her car. She has a sign in her front yard. She does direct mail advertising. I mean, it's like really, really in your face business on my property. There's another guy who added a garage. It's not a separate building. He literally put an add-on to his house. And like above the garage is a big sign that he restores vintage cars. It has its own driveway. There's a lot of people doing it. But tomorrow, honey is going to go down to the county and find out exactly, because there are going to be codes we have to follow as far as like how close to the property line or the easement the building can go. Like it has to be 3 feet or 5 feet from the easement. I don't know what it's going to be, but there are codes like that. So that's what we really need to find out, because people do refurbishing of furniture and sell them out of their house. I go to lots of them to buy furniture. So we're not too worried about that, because it's not like we're going to put a sign out in the front yard or anything like that. So, I mean, because people, like, I have a business inside my home right here. This is a business in my home. And I get to tax deduct the square footage of this room every year because this room is a business. So anyway, yes, we are doing our homework. So don't you fret. All right. BDBG45. And I think this is the first time she's commented. You're so lucky you have a handyman hubby. I bought 6 storage cubes and 2 storage carts for my craft room, and my hubby is building one a day and will call me 50 times to tell me he's missing screws or that there's missing parts. Nothing was missing. He just wasn't paying attention and mixing up the screws and parts. I should have them all done in 6 months. LOL. I like Time Traveler's Treasure name best. Best of luck. That's funny. I've been married to those kind of people. For those of you who don't know, hubby is husband number 4 for me. They say 3 times a charm, but this time it was 4th time's a charm. My first husband, I got married when I was 17. He was an amazing person. His name was Mike, and he was a really good guy. He had his family was real for lack of a better term, kind of trashy. They lived in a really crappy neighborhood. Their house was just nasty, and he did not want that for himself. So he set his bar very high. And when he told me he didn't want me to be a dog groomer because that didn't look good for him furthering his career, I was like, no. And I mean, back then I was like little petite, tiny little thing. And I put on 5 pounds, and he was like, oh, no, no, no. And I was like, oh, yeah, you're right. No, no, no. So anyway, we were married 7 years. And then I married the kid's dad a while later. He was a truck driver. I met him driving down the road. I had, oh gosh, guys, I'm sure I've told this story where I moved to Key West, Florida. And then I was going to go to Canada. So I was driving to Canada. Then I got to like the Boston area and decided I was crazy. So I came across to Chicago, and I was like, everything I owned was in my car. And I had already owned one grooming business and sold it and then got crazy. Went from Chicago to St. Louis to visit my aunt. And then I was coming back to San Antonio, and I met Ron, the kid's dad. So we were married for 11 years, and Ron just didn't, he came from a pretty good family from West Virginia, and they were kind of West Virginia-y, if, you know, they were a farm family. And he was always spending. Never anything, you know, never any business or, you know, saving or anything like that. So anyway, when Savannah at age 8 said to me, why don't you just divorce him? I was like, wow. But yeah, I did divorce him after my father passed away in 2000. I met my next husband online. His name was Paul Stanley. He had a really long blonde hair. And if you guys know, I'm a big Kiss fan. And the lead singer in Kiss, his name is Paul Stanley. And I, you know, although I really liked him, looking back on it, I probably, yeah, no. So somebody asked me further along how I ended up in Colorado. Well, Paul Stanley was from Denver. And I've always had this fantasy of loving Colorado. My parents lived here in Colorado Springs for a number of years when my dad was in the military. So I got on board with selling my business down there. Oh gosh, I had a double wide, a really beautiful double wide on property. They had, you know, there was 2 large decks on it. It was almost an acre. It was a really nice property. I let my ex, Ron, rent it from me, and he turned it into a shit show. That's a whole nother story. So let's just keep going in a positive direction. I was married to Paul for 7 years. And then for a couple of years, I went on my weight loss journey. And met Honey online, but he was local. I was looking for somebody local. Didn't want to do the online long distance thing or move or anything like that. So found Honey online. We met. So I was already living here. Divorced Paul. The house was mine. So when we divorced, I kept the house. And I met Honey in early 2011, and then we married in September of 2011. Wow, that was a long answer. Okay. So Amanda Wireman says, it really brings me so much joy to my heart how happy you guys are and how often Honey makes you laugh. The funny thing is when the camera is on, we are like two peas in a pod. But sometimes when the camera is off, not so much. Honey is the kind of person that's, I can't just joke or tease with him. He instantly is like, ah, why did you say that? And I'm like, I'm just messing around with you. I'm just playing. And then he's like, oh. But when the camera's on, he is a different person. I'm not saying he's a bad person by any stretch. It's just funny how that works. Yeah. We have a good relationship, but it's unusual. We'll say that. We're still learning each other after 7.5 years. Pamela Kirchium, I don't think you've ever commented. She says, what happened to your tea room? Have you given up on that? I thought I watched every log you put on, question mark, question mark. I answered, you missed a few. The last one should catch you up. So, just as a recap, everybody, the tea room is really not off the table. So, not that long ago, I discovered, I'm sure a lot of you will remember, it's just a couple videos ago, that there is a lady doing a very upscale, high-end tea room with crafting, and she is a mile from where I was going to open. So that threw a real big monkey wrench in my plans. So Honey and I decided to regroup. We're not giving up on the tea room at all, okay? But this venture that we're on for the furniture was part of the plan. It was part of the tea room plan. What we decided was that right now we needed to focus on the furniture part of the plan, grow that furniture part of the business, and once we develop more of a name where people know our products and you know, they could grow a name for ourselves. You know, we're going to be going to markets, farmers markets and craft markets and all kinds of open air and even inside building markets where we can set up a booth for our stuff and get known. We're going to have a Facebook page. We're going to have a website. We're going to have all this stuff to grow that part of the business. And once it grows enough, then we're going to open the tea room that also has all of our mercantile type of stuff. So, I mean, that's why I'm doing the altar jars. I want to do decor pieces and not decor pieces. Hold on. Not decor pieces like this, because there's a real tight niche market for stuff like that. I need something that there's a larger market for. And the jars, people love those. People use those. And I imagine most of my jars will probably be something somebody would put in a bedroom or an office. I'm going to try to do some jars that would be good in a regular living space, but I imagine because of my style that they're going to be more geared towards bedrooms, bathrooms, that sort of thing. Does that make any sense? Am I making any sense whatsoever? Crafty Kim, I do like Myers Mercantile. Has a real ring to it. I think so too. But the Time Traveler Treasures gives you more of an idea what it's about. Although it doesn't seem to mention the tea thing, if that is still you're going to get into. Maybe Tea Time Traveler Treasures. Although that's 3 words is better than 4. Tea Time and Treasures. Tea, Trinkets, and Treasures. Okay. This is what we're going to do. The tea thing, as far as the name, is off the table. Once we open the tea room, we will incorporate, that will be a separate entity. The furniture part will still be a business unto itself. So when I open the tea room, probably not next year like I was hoping, maybe a couple years down the road. But when I do that, it will be Tea Time and Treasures Emporium. And then the Tea Time Treasures Emporium will rent space to Myers Mercantile or whatever. Trust me, guys, we got this. I already talked to my accountant on how we should do it. So the furniture part is the separate business from the tea part. So right now we have to come up with a name for the furniture part, because when we go to the markets and we advertise on Facebook, we don't want to put tea in the name because people will be like, what? I don't want tea. I want to buy furniture. So that's why we have to separate it out. Okay. Cynthia Emmerich, hope your business works out well. Nice to see you working together. It'll be fine. Pamela Ager, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Pamela, you know who you are. Is the tea room still part of your plan? Just wondering if I should send the tea theme things I have for you. More tea things. Okay. So what we've decided to do, because we really played around with ideas last evening. We didn't actually have date night after all. Because Honey soaked his foot a lot longer than normal. And we just talked. So, what was I going to say? Oh, okay. So what we're going to do, because Honey was like, we went out to the playhouse to see how much space was in there, like if he had a workshop in that size space. The playhouse is 8 by 12. He was like, this is too small. So I was like, what if we did a 12 by 12? Like, the building's going to be 12 by 24. So what if we did half and half? Half workshop, half like retail area. He's like, I don't think 12 by 12 will be enough for us to stage our furniture. I said, I mean, I would like more, but ideally, you know. So what he was willing to do, because he has the Bronco out in the garage, and his big concern is he loves the Bronco. You know, his dad died when he was 13. The Bronco was his dad's. It's his baby, and he can't get rid of it. So what he's going to do, he's going to take the Bronco out of the garage, clean everything out from that side of the garage. Just purge, get rid of it, reorganize it, whatever. And then he's going to put the Bronco all the way up, because we have a 2-car garage. It's probably a little more than 2 2.25 car garage. So he's going to park it as far up as he can. Then we're going to get a giant tarp. He's going to roll it onto a 2x4, and then he's going to drill that into the floor of the garage. and then he's going to do the same at the top and drill it into the beams at the top. So the Bronco is protected from any painting, sawdust, and everything that's going on in the garage. So that will give him more than a one-car garage. And it's a pretty long garage. So he's going to have a lot of room in there. He's already got his workbench in there. He's got all the tools he needs except for the table saw, which is going to be about $600. So really, that's the only investment in tools. We'll have to buy lots of paints. We already have everything else. So 1.5 car garage. He said, that will be for my large projects. He said, then we can take the 12 by 24 and we can put me a small workspace in that. So maybe 12 by 16 would be the retail area. And then that would leave 8 by 12, which is the size of the playhouse, for a small workspace. He was like if I'm working on chairs, if I'm doing some signs, smaller pieces, that I can have a small workspace out there. Like if you're, he said, like if you're going to be out there and you're going to be working in the retail area and I want to work, you know, so we can chat and blah, blah, blah. So he also said, I want to build a deck off the building, kind of like the playhouse, where the playhouse goes out over the back of the property and overlooks the river. He's like, I kind of want to build a little deck out there. I just want to make it really homey and really, you know, where we can enjoy the space, not just be a work space. So we're both really committed to doing that. And I'm excited about that because I don't want it to be just the workspace. I want to incorporate it into making it beautiful backyard. So it's going to have barn doors, and then it'll have a regular door. And I talked to him about this. I wanted him to build like a wooden plank sidewalk all the way from the gate. But he's like, oh, I want to be able to mow over it. So I want to put inset like slate pieces as the walkway so I can just mow over it. And I was like, yeah, I guess that sounds. But he did agree to put a nice little deck on the front of the building, like a ground level deck, maybe just like this high, one step up. So a ground level deck so we can put some old furnishings on the deck. I'm so stoked. Okay. So yes. Oh, back to the question at hand. So the tea thing. When we do finish out the inside of the building, what we're going to do is we're going to have one wall that'll be our staging wall for us to take photographs. I want to do a plank wall, and I want to do a rustic dry brush. I want it to look rustic. So we're going to do one wall for that. But we're also going to have shelving all over the place. We're going to have, we want to decorate it. We want it to be a walk in and then feel in the element that the furniture belongs. So we're going to have decor things. Some of the decor things will be for sale. Some of them will just be for decor. They'll always be there. So anything you guys want to share or send or offer for sale, let me know. And this building is also going to have an upper storage. So I'm going to continue purchasing items for the tea room, and they will be stored up in the upper level of this building. So there you go. How about treasures, Cynthia Emmerich, how about treasures and trinkets or vintage treasures and tea? But yeah, as I explained earlier, we're not going to incorporate the word tea until the tea room is ready to open. Debbie Graffius, are you zoned for running a business in your home? Somebody commented on that one. We already went over that. Dana K, are you still going to open the store near your shop or just do everything from home? You could call it Honey and Me Craftiques, but I really do like Myers Mercantile. It sounds vintage, plus a Mercantile has various stuff. I do have a question. You also told us how a San Antonio girl ended up in Colorado. How did an Amarillo guy end up there? Okay. He is originally from Denver. Not sure how they ended up in Amarillo, but his family had a bakery there, and they were there a number of years. And then he went into the military. When he got out of the military, he was in the military 10 years. When he got out because of his sister, and that's a long story. But let's see. His father died when he was here in Colorado. So I guess they went to Amarillo after his father died. Anyway, right before we met, like months before we met, they decided to move back to Denver, and they did. And that's how we ended up meeting each other, because he was local. So hopefully that answers that question. Debbie Utze, Rena, I like Time Traveler Treasures. I do too. That's a really cool name. Honey and I talked about a couple of names earlier. I've got them on my phone, and I'm looking at my phone, so I can't look right now. I also think, along with the farmhouse, you could do French farmhouse chic. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. That is definitely more my style than just farmhouse, and we will incorporate my style. The farmhouse style will incorporate some shabby chic, and I'm not sure about boho. Jamie Ray does some boho. It's not her style either, but you know, you got to cater to the masses. Also, the bottles you're painting, are you sealing those with anything? Because if the paint's water-based, it may wash off. Yes, dear. I am sealing them. You know, you guys are too funny. That is a great question, but you got to know I'm crafty. So when I do like a video on those bottles, I will talk about all the processes that I went through. And there's lots of ways to seal them. The only way that I had at the moment was the decoupage product. So that's what I used. But there's all kinds of sprays, and there's other kinds of sealers. And that's just all I had at the moment. But yes, I definitely did seal them. And I can't wait to hear about your camping. This time I think it's really romantic that you could go with your husband to campgrounds and just enjoy each other for the day. Sure there, I would cherish that. Also, I think I found a fur baby. She lost her fur baby. I don't remember how long ago, 2 weeks ago. She's a Chihuahua poodle. She's 5 years old, and she wears medium clothes. Medium, she sounds bigger than a Chihuahua. And I'm supposed to meet her Thursday. So if not her, I'll keep looking. I've got to have another dog. My heart won't heal without a dog in my life. So thank you. Keep on pushing. I understand. I don't get people that when they lose their dog, they're like, I just can't. And it's like, it's not like your husband died and you need to get a new husband. I mean, it's an animal. And I know we love our animals, but I guess if you're the type of person that just has to have an animal, that has to have that sort of love, it's just, I would be the same way. If my dog died, I would need instant another dog. I just would. So I gotcha. Margaret Trevina. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. But thank you for commenting. I don't remember reading your name before. She says, Honey's Haven. Dana Imos, I like Perfect Treasures. Honey would never go for that. It's too simple. Because when you find something you're looking for and you know that's it, that's the perfect thing, and you love it. And she says she loves Honey's Crafting Room. Sandra Sundell, please check to see if your area is zoned for business. Do that first, in capital letters first. So I already responded to that. Katie S. I can't wait to see what you're going to do with the bird cage. I really love what you did with repurposing the jars, and they look beautiful. You're a natural talent. That makes me feel so good. It really does. I can't even tell you when I read that. It just felt so, so good. So I think we're on the right path to what to do, because I have my talents. Like, I'm good at decor. I'm good at, I think, anyway, turning something into something better. And Honey is talented with his woodworking. And he told me yesterday, he was like, you're just going to have to, when we get a piece of furniture, you're going to have to say, okay, you need to do this with it. And I will. He's like, I don't have those wheels of what this piece needs to turn out like. So you're going to have to be the boss of that. And you will be the brains and I will be the brawn. That's what he said. So, Eileen Miko Lanyas. Not sure. Have you checked zoning in your neighborhood? So, I did, answer that. Christine Lazarides, what happened to the tea room? Also, I think some things don't need to be painted white. They look beautiful in their natural or original state. Just saying. And I get that. There are a lot of people who don't like white furniture. Those are not the people we're catering to. But the farmhouse style, a lot of it is where part of it's white and part of it's the natural wood. We're going to be catering to those folks that like that farmhouse or shabby sort of furniture style. And it's really popular right now. And that's what we need to cater to, is what the in thing is right now. And as the in thing changes, we will change as well. So it's like you go into Hobby Lobby. Last year, it was all cabin, moose, elk, and all of that. This year, it's farmhouse. So the styles change, and so will ours. I just wanted to get some bottles done real quick and just kind of play around with the whole concept. And now I'm going to move in a direction where, you know, I'll probably put some chickens on the bottles or some cows on the bottles or things that are more farmhousey. And then as we get closer to the holidays, I'll do some stuff maybe with moose, snowflakes, stuff like that. But all this stuff is just going to accumulate. I'll probably list all of it on Etsy also. People are selling painted mason jars for $15. Noon. I got done with work at like 2 o'clock. So I was there like 2 hours. It was a super short, easy day because we're normally not open on Mondays, and it was a real bummer that we couldn't fill it up. So I went right Hobby Lobby. Oh my God. I gotta go. Look what I just saw. I'll be back. Oh no. I'm back. I don't know if I'm going to put that clip in where I was in my work clothes and I leaned back and saw that I had paint all over the front of my work clothes. But anyway, I did. And it kind of came out, but we'll see what happens. So anyway, like I said, I had a light, easy day today, so I had time to go to Hobby Lobby. And let me tell you what happened on the way home. On the way home, I decided I'd go by Michael's because they had 60% off their flowers. And when I got to the counter, he's like, "Hi, how's your day going?" And I said, "Good." I said, "I got off early and I'm at Michael's getting 60% off flowers, so I'm a happy woman." And he gets this attitude. And he's like, "Oh, well, the aisle you got these flowers on are not the flowers that are on sale. It doesn't say fall flowers." I was just like, I'm sorry. He goes, well, I'll give them to you at 60% off, but just so you know, there's no sign on that aisle. And I was like, you know what? Never mind. And he goes, no, I'll give them to you for 60% off. And I was like, no. And I walked out the door. So, there you go. Oh, what I got at Hobby Lobby. I got a bunch of stuff, but I'm going to show you what I got for bottles. These are going to be jewelry for bottles. $1.24. This might not be for bottles. This might be for a mini album. I don't know. But I was like, yeah. 2 sets of dangly charms for $1.24. Yeah. Okay. Then I got this for Rihanna. Mermaid at Heart. 74 cents. Gonna make her a necklace. This was 99 cents. And I thought this would be gorgeous hanging off of a bottle. 99 cents. This actually will probably be for a configuration box. And that one was $1.24. Then I have some paper that has like Aladdin type of stuff on it. And this was 62 cents. So I was like, I will get it. Look at this, $1.24. $1.24. And it's got 2 places where it connects to the necklace. So yeah, that's gonna look really cool. This was $1.49. $1.49. Right? Hanging from the bottle, and ta-da! You can put a picture in it. Look at this, $1.24. $1.24. Okay, this one, $1.24. Those will be very pretty. Another $1.24. Beautiful cameo. $1.49. And last but not least, $1.49. And if they'd have had 10 of these, I would have bought every one of them. Right? $1.49. So pretty. Okay, so that's my jar jewelry stuff that I got. And my bad experience at Michael's. I'm going to take you to the kitchen and to the garage and show you what else I got. These are the cheapy scissors I use to fussy cut. And yeah, that's what I use. I got some of this stuff, home decor wax. What color is that? White wax. And this one is clear wax. And this is antique wax. So I got those they're kind of like sample sizes. So this is what I spent, $93. I got this because I thought this would be great for staging my my bottles. And I put, like a doily inside. I have a little area where I know I'm already going to do stagings. And then I got this one. And I thought, once we get the building put up, and we're going to have our, our area that's, what do you call it? Our staging area with the furniture and all the decor on the walls and everything, I could use those. Then I got 4 of these, $2.25 a piece. So basically for what the cost of one, I got 4. And then I found these nifty cool looking things for $1.49 each.
They only had 3, so I got 3. These are for Rihanna's house. I got these 2 gorgeous bottles for $3.50, $3.49 each. These were only 66% off, but I thought it would be really cool if we did a farm style hutch and we put these bottle openers on the side. I thought that might be kind of cool. This is for Rihanna also. It says, "Mermaids, please enter." I love it. And then this was $2.99, and I thought this is something else. It could be attached to a piece of furniture and make it even more beautiful. So then let's go out to the garage. It's dark in here. See how the bike is amongst all the stuff. Oh, let me show you. So I got this little shelf the other day at Goodwill for $6, and Honey's gonna make a dowel there. A paper towel goes there, and this would be like for probably spices and just little knick-knacky stuff. But I thought for $6 we can sure farmhouse that up. This was $9, but, and this is way more like shabby chic, but I loved it, and I thought $9, even if he hangs that in my craft room, I'm gonna love that. But I got this basket at the thrift store the other day, and I think this was $1.99. Okay, there goes that. All right, so I got this. I texted Honey, it was $11.24, and that is going to go on the front of our building. And then I found this. Let me see how much that was. $12.50. And I imagine painting that white and then distressing it to bring some of that black forward, and then him doing a barnwood background and putting that on top of it and having that as just a beautiful decor piece. So getting this for $12.50 was a steal. I don't know if I showed you guys these. I got these at Goodwill a couple weeks ago. These were $5.99 a piece, and there's 2 of them. So I don't know if these will, well, if these are something we'll actually sell, or if maybe we'll use these as decor pieces in the front of the building. I really think they're cute. Even though somebody painted them black, that's actually kind of good, because once I paint them white and then I distress it, that black is going to make it pop. Did I show you guys these? I think I did. I had gotten these for the tea room. I thought I would use them like on the wall, and maybe use these to hang stuff from. And clearly I can still use these in our staging area of the new building. We'll see. I paid $8 a piece. There's 2 of those. But yeah, things are piling up here. With Honey's foot being hurt, we didn't get much done this weekend, but we need to take this load of stuff to storage.